It's good. Pizza, by the way. No, no, no. Welcome to KillCo Musings. My name is Brian. Also welcome, internet people, to this hot mess that is my live streams. If you saw the last one, don't. All I have to say about that, I may have been slightly inebriated at the time. Because that's what you do when you're in Kentucky. Cheers. Angry Orchard this evening, because I don't have any whiskey on me that I can open. I have 2 bottles, but I cannot open them because they need to be transported back to somewhere else. Working and lurking. Cheers, KillCo and 5 Fingers. Rebecca Baker, love to see you. Chelsea. I ate all that pizza way too fast. I will regret that later. It was really good. I would say, I hope you've been watching my Instagram, but Instagram decided to be a pain recently during this trip. Pizza was very good, Mr. Great Shot. Donner Press Whiskey, hello. 5 Fingers, hello. Mr. Great Shot, hello. Sorry, there's a delay, as always, with OBS telling me who's talking and what's actually happening. Let me see if I can pop out the chat here. Looks like the stream is healthy. Excellent, excellent. Cool, good, yeah. Whoa, yeah. The chat in the right place. There we go. But I have been busy. Today's trip is Jim Beam is where I went today. I'm getting used to where I need to be for this. I bought a bottle, and I did a little tasting. The tasting was a bit silly. It was nice. But one, nothing the guy said I didn't already know, which I knew that was going to happen. Like, you go to a tasting at a distillery, and you either already know, or you don't know much at all. And as far as what they gave me for the samples, I believe it was actual, like, Jim Beam, the original. You probably hear cars outside here. I'm not sure how well the microphone is, but I'm near the highway. It's right outside that window. There's a window here, by the way. The curtains. So Jim Beam, and then crap. What's the rye thing they do there? Basil Hayden, Jim Beam, Basil Hayden, Knob Creek, and the 4th one I got to pick what I wanted, so I picked Baker's. I have a little story about Baker's. Brubaker knows what that is. Oh wow, there's a big delay with OBS and actual chat. That's not good. Don Miguel, hello. Welcome to this madness. Thank you all for joining me. I know this is one of my pop-up streams, and I am actually in It's Bourbon Night's time slot at the moment because they are very likely exhausted, because I'm pretty tired myself. They've been doing a lot more than I have. And I did get to hang out with them over the last few days. Briefly on Friday. Saturday it was Bourbon on the Banks. I pretty much just made their merch store shop thing I put my flag there just so I knew where I could go and not be around others that I didn't want to talk to. And there were a lot of people at that Bourbon on the Banks event. But it was lovely. It was a lovely actual day. Today was too, actually, honestly. Oof. Sedby, thank you. Hello. Sorry about the last live I did. That was wild. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Other than it was late and I thought I should do a stream, and then I was like, oh, this is a bad idea. And the sound cut out halfway through, I think. Because I switched the OBS decks, and one of them, the one I was using, said, hey, guess what? You don't have the sound set up yet. Bourbon's Bourbon. Hello, epic mustache detected. Yes. Oh, that's misbehaving at the moment. It's been misbehaving all weekend. As it does. Oh, yes, so I was hanging out with Chad and Sarah for Friday, briefly, Saturday at Bourbon on the Banks, but they were, working. And then after that, briefly for the after party thing, which was also nice. I had a good time, but I was so tired by the end. I think I fell asleep by 10. What have I got? I mean, bottles? It's a secret. I actually think, did I show it on Patreon? I did. I should have 2 bottles right now. One is, what's the one? I got a Four Roses Special Single Barrel. I forget what the hell it's called. It's the yellow label. The one with the yellow label on it. I don't know which one either. I didn't care. I've just never had one of those bottles, and one was in front of me at the distillery, and I said, okay, that's mine now. And then I got the Bakers at Jim Beam earlier today, and I accidentally snagged it from someone because they weren't fast enough. Although they did have the same thought I had, which was it looked like it was a display bottle, and I, of course, quickly thought, I glanced at the sheet that was next to it with all the prices listed, and I thought, all right, there's a bottle there on the shelf, and it's listed for purchase. I'm going to buy it. I don't care if it's the only one there. In fact, it's all the more reason to grab it. And I did. Classic latte. It's a good one. That is a classic. Regular Baker. Well, Baker, it had a 7 on it. Does that mean anything? I don't know. I just grabbed it because I don't have one. And Jim Beam also didn't have a lot of... They did have one that I didn't even realize was a thing, and that's their combo deal. What the hell is it called? I was going to buy that one, the one I'm thinking of right now, which of course I can't remember. But, God, those cars are loud. Thankfully, I don't have trouble sleeping to random-ass weird noises, but some people do have a hard time. Legent? Legent? Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, partially finished in wine and sherry casks. That one was pretty interesting as far as what it was and how it tasted. And the Bakers just had a 7 on it. I haven't even taken a picture of the bottle yet. But I also had a sip of their Booker's. I went to the bar after that, of course. Of course I did. And I had the Booker's, the Yardman? What is it called? God damn it, I didn't take a good picture of the label. Rarg. The Log Yard? Something like that. It's the recent one. It's, I think, the second one this year. The book was called Yardwood. I don't remember. I did a Patreon lens on it, if you want to see it there. I think you have that access, I think. But it was good. It was, like, annoyingly good. Because I was like, oh, it's a Booker's, never going to get that. Glad I got to try it, but it was really tasty. I enjoyed it. I would buy it if that were an option, but it isn't, so whatever. I did keep an eye out for anything like that, but the only thing that was really, as I said, the only thing that really showed up where it was like, oh, that's the only bottle on the shelf, was the Baker's. So I snagged that. And I wanted to buy it anyway. It was my second choice of bottle I wanted to buy, because I don't see it in my area, really. And I'm not really a big I'm not a big Jim Beam person, but I did realize, of course, the Legend was good. And then the Booker's can be good. I still have a story about Booker's, which some of you know, where the day I had to euthanize my cat, Max, in 2019, I immediately after that went to a bar, the East End in Providence, with my mother. Ordered food, barely touched the food. Looked at the menu for alcohol, because it's a big whiskey bar, and I ordered the highest proof thing I could find, and it was a 60-something odd percent Booker's called the Kathleen's Batch, which I don't remember what it tasted like. I was not in a good mindset at the moment, but part of me always thinks, oh, maybe someday I'll get a Booker's Kathleen Batch, but I know how obscure that is as far as finding and purchasing due to what Booker's are with these, releases. Four Leaf Whiskey, hello, welcome to this. We are all here to party down. I'm mostly just here to update and let you know I'm alive. And I'm on the Wi-Fi, so I hope this is going through all right. I'm still not quite comfortable. I feel like an old-timey person who's not used to using a phone unless it's connected to the wall. But I really prefer to plug into my internet connection. That is not an option right now. Thank you, Bourbon. I mean, the Kathleen's batch was fairly popular, which makes it even all the more worse that I don't remember what it tasted like. And, well, it's a Booker's, you know. That's just enough. People chase Booker's like crazy. Because it's like that. Although I do have that one on the radar now. The Yardman. Someone tell me what it was. Because I forget. I did text Brubaker about it. And for those who didn't know, I got to talk to Brubaker and hang out at a pretty cool cocktail lounge on Friday. And also, Mr. Brubaker is why I got the Bakers, because I got to try it when we were hanging out on Friday at the bar. I don't even remember the name of the bar, actually, but we were hanging out with a few other people who know It's Bourbon Night, Chad and Sarah. They were there as well, so we were all going to hang out and have drinks. And they finished a very fancy bottle of Wild Turkey. Oh. Ugh, Bourbon. Try to say, be careful, please. No one wants to accidentally get in a car accident just listening to people ramble on about whiskey. Where the hell's the name of those Bookers? Because I'm close. It's Yard something. Lumberyard. There we go. The Lumberyard Bookers that was released recently. I really liked it. And I was, I nosed it and I tasted it. I'm like, motherfucker. Why does it have to be good? Lumberyard, yes, thank you. Was the dock there? I didn't see any dock, but I wasn't looking. So I was there very early as far as distillery stuff goes. I was there when they opened. I was on one of the first tours of the day, so I don't know if that's someone who shows up later. Maybe not. I don't know. If that's a person at all, I don't know what you're talking about. Sounds woody. It was, a little bit. I enjoyed it, though. Normally, I don't like Knob Creek because it's not sweet enough, generally. But I haven't had a lot of them. I even thought about buying a 9-year Knob Creek just because I've usually bought, not on purpose, it just sort of happened that I'd buy a Knob Creek pick. I know I have It's Bourbon Night's Knob Creek pick, which is almost all gone. That's the one they did for their wedding, so very special bottle. Then I have a private pick from the local store that I go to occasionally. Freaking, what the hell's the name of it? Cappy's, wow. Far from home, can't remember. Yeah, it was. I did that on purpose. There was no one else there. It was busy inside, but there's a big entryway to get up there, as you saw with the. If you saw the lenses. If you're a Patreon, by the way, you can join my Patreon. $5. Although I think you'd get charged twice. I don't know how Patreon works, but I know you initially get charged when you join, and then the next month you get charged again. I think. I don't know. I don't really understand Patreon. I just like having it. And it's very helpful for these excursions to have a little extra funds to buy things. Dr. Brubaker. Serafini's. That's what it was. Yes, Serafini's was the bar we were at. Forgot the name entirely because I was a little by then. But that was a good time there. I'd go back there, although we did have that moment where we walked in and they're like, "Go away!" I mean, that's not what they said, but they basically told us they weren't serving food. Everything was shutting down. It looked really busy, so I understand why the hostess was like, "Please, no." It was a big night. They basically Bourbon on the Banks is a big event for that town, and Frankfurt is not a big town. And they like block off roads, and everyone's just like partying in the street and drinking and listening to music and such. It was neat. I didn't expect that. I thought it was just, the Bourbon on the Banks part, and that's it. This should not be top chat, this should be live chat. Why the hell must it be this way? Oops. Maybe this one, it should be live chat. God damn it. Oof, my everything. Ow, ow, ow. But tomorrow, I know who just asked what I'm doing next. Nah, Mr. Great Shot asked what's next on the agenda. What's next on the agenda is tomorrow. Oh, I gotta tell Co-op Whiskey. Don't tell him. I'm gonna tell him anyway. Co-op Whiskey needs to know that I'm going to Heaven Hill tomorrow for the Bourbon experience. I don't remember what it is, but it is where I believe I go on some kind of tour, and then I get to, pour my own bottle kind of thing. One of the fill your own bottle dealies, I think. Again, I didn't look all this up. I just thought, oh, that looked good. And it was one of the ones that was available. Like to get Buffalo Trace, that just didn't happen at all. But most of you know why, because Buffalo Trace fills up, and theirs are free, which is very likely why they fill up very fast. Ouch. Again, I ate too fast. Jeez. So tomorrow, the other problem is finding places that were open. Kentucky has weird laws about Sunday and the weekdays as well. A lot of distilleries just aren't open. But Heaven Hill and their little bourbon experience thing. You do bourbon. That's what I'm doing. Because you do bourbon bad. That's what I'm doing. And that is going to be in Bardstown. I don't know what else I'm going to do while I'm there. I haven't really decided. That's early in the morning, too. That is, well, no, not really. I believe it's at 11:30 or 12, something like that. I really should know when I have to be there. And then Tuesday will be Maker's Mark. And I'll be there very early because I have to get up very early to get there. And I might try to swing by Wilderness Trail on Tuesday, but I haven't really decided yet. Same with tomorrow. I have no real set agenda because I like it that way. I like to be spontaneous in that regard. It's probably not a good idea. I imagine it would drive any other person insane who is going with me on these trips. It's like, all right, honey, where are we gonna go? I don't know. I don't know why I'm honey, but all right, where are we going? It's fucking, I don't know. Let me check Google Maps, see what's good. That's all I ever do. I check Google Maps. I type in restaurants and cafes and coffee and just find these lovely little places that I get to go to. I'm very stingy though. First of all, they have to be open. That's very important. And then I always click on the high star rating. So 4 to 4.5 or above. I like about 4.5 and above. I'm being super stingy about it. But it's good. They've all been good. I don't think I've hit one where I went there and just was like, ugh. Maybe once. I went to one place in Texas where I was going to get breakfast, and it gave off a vibe that I didn't like. Nothing bad. It was just something felt off. And also, I couldn't find a parking spot. So I said, screw it. I'm not going to go somewhere else. Just for giggles, find out how much a barrel pick costs. Oh, sure. I'll get right on that. Oh, and I did mention on something. I don't know if it was on the stream or what, but my Friday began at Wild Turkey and Four Roses. So I think patrons know that, and maybe if you're watching my lenses on Instagram, that worked. But I got to meet up with Rare Bird 101. So we got a picture taken and all that. You go, click, click. But I couldn't post it, as I said earlier. Instagram has been acting very peculiar for me for this trip. So I'm going to spend a significant amount of time tonight posting stuff on Instagram because I couldn't post it at the time because it wasn't letting me select current photographs. So I would take a picture of stuff and then I would go to upload it like you do with Instagram. Take a picture, upload, blah. It wouldn't let me select any of the pictures I was taking. None of the recent ones at all. It was very annoying. I had to uninstall the app and reinstall the app, and now it's working. But I also can't tag people properly. They let me tag people I know and who follow me, I think, but not other people, which is stupid. I can tag it on my computer, though. It's annoying. Again, little social media bullshit no one really needs to know about, but whoa, it's annoying. It's annoying. It's so annoying when something doesn't work like it should. What else? I'm looking forward to the next couple days, honestly. I'm not a big... Here's the thing. I'm also going to places I'm not really a big deal. Makers is the one I really like. I'm really looking forward to going there and doing that experience where I can hand dip a bottle and maybe get one of those special FAE or SAE or whatever the hell they're called now. One of those. Wild Turkey has some janky looking rick houses, yeah. I think some of the... there's a rumor that one fell down or something at some point. I don't know. Or one fell down ages ago. or just got damaged again. I heard little blips along the way. But it looks fun. That's what I need to do. That's what I wanted to do, but I haven't been able to yet, is to get on one of those Rick House tours where you go in and like the whiskey thief out some whiskey and try it. I think that's what they do on barrel picks as well. But I think nowadays they just get the barrels and roll them in to a room and like, here, try these. You want that one? Okay. Good on you. Oof. What else? Yeah, so it's not really a lot of... The last time I went to Kentucky, I believe it was for less time. And it was... less time. And all I did was visit distilleries. I didn't even stay there. I just went... maybe I had a drink at one or two, maybe looked for a few bottles, but there weren't any. The fact that I found a special bottle at Four Roses this time was astounding. I was just standing there looking at all these bottles of, single barrel bottles, and, the small batch. The small batch select was there as well. I'm like, oh, maybe I get one of those here. And then I look down behind the counter, and I see a label, a single barrel bottle, which look very distinct. And then there's a yellow label on it. I go, hold on. I'm not a smart man, but I know those are not as easy to get as the rest of these. So, boom, got it for my collection. I don't even know which one it is. I didn't look at the OSBOB or whatever, that whole thing. I'll have to figure that out later. Right now I'm just mulling over what else I'm going to get. So there'll be a bottle buy tomorrow, and there'll be a bottle buy on Tuesday. And there's a possibility of me grabbing one or two more. I really shouldn't. I don't have the money for any of these. Even with the generosity of some crazy people here. Yeah, that happened. Still kind of recoiling from that one. Yeah, like I said, it's all just at a glance and on the run. That's what I do best when I go traveling, is just find something that's interesting. And what's really nice... Here's the thing. The more I travel, which is not a lot, and I don't plan to travel as much in the next few years just because of finances and life situations going on with my family, which some of you are aware of. But finding places that are good, like finding places that, hey, next time I'm here, I'm going there. And I haven't found a lot of those on this trip, but I've also been... This time around, I'm not in the same area. Frankfurt itself was the only place where I went, oh, I've been here before. I remember exactly where I went, exactly what I did. So that was funny. When, hanging out in that town. I knew it was near Buffalo Trace, but I didn't realize I had actually spent notable time there and ended up going to the brewery/restaurant that I had gone to last year, by accident, pretty much. And it was the one where the hangout was after the Bourbon on the Banks. It was the after party location as well, so that was funny. I was like, wow, serendipity sure is a weird thing, isn't it? Brubaker and I were talking about that, serendipity. There's a lot of that in the whiskey world. What else? I'm still curious about what's going to happen tomorrow, like what the event, the You Do Bourbon thing is. I only glanced at it. It seemed like a good deal. I get to buy my own bottle at the end of it. And I'm not a big Heaven Hill person either. As some of you know, I do not have a fondness for the Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond anymore, which is unfortunate because it's a good price. But I drank a lot of it, and I started noticing something I didn't like about it. I'll go back to it again someday, certainly, but if I get that same weird note, I'm going to go back again and be like, yep, it's still there. It's likely what's going to happen. Hell, I'm not even sure what kind of a bottle I will get tomorrow. I'm not even sure what we're going to be pouring. The bottle prices are okay for what I've purchased. I believe Actually, it's harder for me to actually get a pinpoint on what I bought today. I'll say 70-something for the Bakers, but I'm not sure on that one because I bought some like chocolates. What are those chocolates called? Brubaker, you know what I'm talking about. The balls, the bourbon balls, I think that's what they're called. I bought some of those from Knob Creek on a whim, because I hadn't bought any yet. I should have bought some from that place that I was staying next to in the hotel in Frankfurt, but I forgot. Yeah. Brian, if they have the bottle of your own Heaven Hill Select, you do that one. Yeah. Bourbon balls, yes. Top Shelf Dustin, I am currently residing in Louisville. I was in Frankfurt for the first half of this trip, and as of earlier today, I grabbed all my stuff and shifted it all over to Louisville because last year I didn't get to Louisville. It was, I was in Lexington at that time, so it seemed like too far away for my abilities. Kentucky Armpit, yep. Rebecca Ruth, yes. That's on my list of places I want to get chocolates next time. But I'm not driving all the way back there. I just should have done it the next day. You want a Storytime bottle? Nice. Booyah. I've never had a Storytime anything, I don't think. Are they doing a lot of light whiskey? Or am I thinking of something else? I really wish I had a glass. Blah. I don't do bottle drinking very much. Actually, I don't do bottle drinking. It feels weird. It's like having a baby bottle. It's weird. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I know some people really like bottles because they just knock it back and drink it all at once. Ooh. No, thank you. Oh. Remember some other thing. Peter Braddock, hello. You do bourbon is fun when I did it. Larceny, Barrel Proof, ECBP, and Bernheim BP. Nice. Don't they have cups for water next? They do. I don't feel like dealing with it. They do. I should have gotten some ice too, but that's all the way downstairs. I'm on the 5th floor, so I have to go all the way to the 1st floor just to get ice. I'm kind of done with being around people right now. I'm done for a little bit. Yes, there are. Actually, you can... hold on. Yeah, you can see... that's all the... No, hold on. Other way. Yeah, right there's the coffee machine with the cups and everything. But I'm being especially lazy in the moment because I'm just tired. And I just went downstairs to get the pizza. So I went from upstairs to downstairs already, and I'm just... Old Dragon Bones Rye, 147 proof. Jeez! So that's their thing, is just ridiculous hazmat stuff. Dangerous. This could explode. Ugh. What else? I will try to keep patrons and everything updated on the go stuff. I think I've been doing better with that this trip, if you're a patron of mine, but I know not everyone checks the lenses on Patreon. So I do also throw in a few Instagram things, stories. I should save some of those, actually. I keep forgetting. Oh my god, social media is so annoying, folks. I can save my lenses and make them a little clip thing for later. Because I never did like the fact that I could just make these lenses and they're just gone forever. But they aren't. I can save them. Keep them for my precious. My real curiosity of the moment, other than what the hell I'm going to actually do at Heaven Hill tomorrow, is the Makers stuff. Because I know Chad and Sarah did a video about some of the recent releases. 14-year-old or something like that. Okay. That's up there, isn't it? Dragon Bones Rye. Oof. Old Dragon Bones Rye. I know what I did last year when I went to the Makers was I picked a bottle. I think it was $70, but it was one of the few distilleries I went to that had any sort of option to buy a bottle that was, just something you can get there-ish. And it was the Toasted Marshmallow bottle, which I still have a fair amount of. I think it's half empty now. And I got to hand dip that one. So I hope to hand dip a bottle there and maybe pick up one more of the recent FA. It's not FAE right now. It's something else, like BE-2737896, whatever. I think it was finished. One of them was finished in something. Or they used the stave thing that they do, where they just put it in the barrel. But I don't remember, as I said. Chad and Sarah, or It's Bourbon, I did a video recently, and I only watched a fraction of it because I've been a little busy. All this traveling and going places is exhausting. I know I'm doing this a lot because I feel the weight of all the socializing I've been doing, and the driving. I like driving, and it's not too bad around here. It's not like Texas driving. That was just Kate. But here, not too bad. But it's long for a Rhode Islander like myself. I'm driving hours to get places. I don't like that at all. And today was drive towards Louisville, then go south to end up where the Jim Beam place is now. I believe it moved. I was talking to... Oh! I didn't mention the tire story. Would you like to hear the tire story? Yes, the tire story, as in the tire to the vehicle I've been driving. That was an adventure. Pinch Hitter Whiskey Lounge. Hello. Welcome. I am enjoying myself, yes. I'm a little drained from all the socializing, but other than that, it was loud. What car did I get? I got a Ford something or other. Ford Escape? Scotch? Do I have it in my pocket? Hold on. It's one of those weird cars. Like, I'm not used to it. I feel like I'm in the future. Because Ford Escape, Ford Escala, something. It's Ford ESC 2, whatever that means. It's from Georgia. But this is the one that has, it's just this. Like it's a key fob, but no key. So when I get in the car, I just push the start button. And this is the first vehicle I've driven myself as a traveler, tourist, whatever you want to call it, where there's no shift. There's no like gear shifty thing for the car. Since I think it's partially battery, I'm getting great mileage on the thing, I'll admit. I've been driving around for the past, what? I arrived on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Is it Sunday? It is Sunday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I've only used half a tank, and I've been all over the place. But it uses a dial. So instead of, you have the shift down here, it's a dial, like a round dial that goes park, neutral, drive, that kind of thing. So I twist that, and there's a start button instead of a key. It's a little weird, but I like it, sort of. I like the other one that I was in Texas because it had these blind things. So you know how cars have a blind spot? If you turned your blinker on, if someone was in that blind spot, it would just make a noise at you, like, hey, someone's there. And you'd see something on the rear view, like your side mirrors. There's a little thing that lights up. I'm sure a lot of you have that already. I do not. That's a new thing for me. My car has a CD player, so... And the screens for the map, you just plug in your phone and use that. Oh man, it's been wild. Definitely from Rhode Island. Like, oh, the car is so fancy. God, it's noisy. It's just one current too. It's not like something I can split. So that the driving at least has been simple enough. But the tire story is, I barely even left the airport with the rental car, and I've gotten about halfway to the hotel. So I'm halfway between Louisville and Frankfurt. And the back right tire pops on as low, what's it called? Not low fuel, low tire pressure. I see low tire pressure, and I haven't even gotten to where I'm supposed to go. And I ignore it at first. I'm like, what the hell? That's weird. And then later, the next night, after I go to bed and stay in the hotel for one night, the next day I turn on the car, and that tire pressure dropped significantly after that. So I went, alright, I'm going to fill this with air and hope it gets better, magically. Filled it with air, it was fine for a little bit, and then this morning, I get in the car, turn it on, low air pressure again, low tire pressure. Something's really wrong. Crap. So although I did get up very early, I was up at 7-ish a.m., but I went to bed very early last night. I went to bed at 9:30. I was so done after all that stuff. And if you did see that janky ass, dumbass, drunken stream I did, don't watch it, first of all. But I I did not feel great the next day. The next morning I was in bed most of the day just going, no, mistakes. I just sleep. But what was my point? So it took me a while to get going that day. So I was absolutely done by the end of the day and went to bed before 10 p.m., which doesn't happen that often. And then I woke up about 7, and then the tire pressure was crap. So I had to call the service that, to give you a little thing on your keychain that says, roadside assistance. And I found a Walmart that had a tire place that you can get your tires looked at, or a garage. So I brought it in there, and I guess there was something got punctured, like a nail or something got into the tire. That'll be another $400. Well, thankfully for this, it was just a patch. The tire wasn't blasted, and it was $15 to fix the patch, no problem. Easy peasy. As long as it's not telling me that tomorrow, I'm good, and I can submit a thing to the rental car people to get them to cover it. I have a feeling they'll be okay with the $15, but still annoying. No patching on my car. Oop, that's not good. I don't know what kind of car you have, but you if you get $400 because there's a nail in your tire, I don't know. Is it an older car? Is it a newer car? I don't know. Does it fly? If it flies, that'd be awesome. I want flying cars. I was promised flying cars, damn it. Hell, my parents were promised flying cars. And space travel. What the hell's that? Only if you're rich, apparently. Damn it. So that was my morning. That was my interesting morning. I had to call the company, the help you out thing, and they called me back and were like, just take it to this tire shop. There's one at Walmart down the road. No big deal, but it made me stressed for time. But I was lucky that I got up so early and had the extra time. It didn't take long. It took maybe 30 or 40 minutes for them to actually patch the tire. There was only one person in front of me when I got there, so no biggie. But it was the fact that I had to get it patched up and then get all the way to Jim Beam before I needed to be there. And I got there with plenty of time, of course, but it was still one of those nail-biting moments where, is it going to get done in time? I'm going to get there. Whoa. That kind of thing. But so that made that trip. That made this rental car trip a little bit more interesting than I cared for it to be. So far, so good, though. And this hotel isn't too bad. I was looking up. I had to get better at looking into hotels, which I did this time around because I was going to stay in 2 Wyndham places. Days Inn. There were a couple. There was one in Frankfurt, and is one in Frankfurt, and there's another one near here, except I would have been in Indiana because it's right over the bridge. But I didn't stay there either. So, too many bad reviews. Like, I just checked on Google, and the stars and all that crap, and the comments were not good. This place, there were a few comments, but it wasn't on Google. It was on, what the hell is that other thing that people use that they think it's for travel? Yellow Book? Yellow something? Well, I think it's Yellow. I don't remember. But that had some negative reviews about this place that I'm in now, but it's exactly what I need, and it's certainly a Wyndham place. It's got all the defaults. One of the weirder things that's happened since I've been traveling more and staying in hotels is I know which ones I like and which ones I'm going, ugh. The one in Frankfurt wasn't bad, but it was clearly privately owned, mom and pop sort of operation. But it was fine. Again, I had no issues. Hell, the major issue I've had while staying in a place recently was in Texas, where there was a cricket that came out of the sink. Big one, not like a small one. It was creepy. And of course, I just turned the sink on and sent him right back to where he came. Never gonna stay there again. And of course, that was also a Wyndham place. So I've learned to look ahead and scope out Google and all those other things and see what the comments are for places, because my parents have a Wyndham account. So they've always been using Wyndham points and that sort of thing to get these hotels. Crickets are aggressive around here. Jack White, hello. Yes, I don't know. I will never know how a cricket got into the piping in the sink of a hotel, but he did. I don't know. So never again. I have to think, when I go to Austin, what I'd really love to do is stay at the campus at Wizard Academy. Their campus, that room was absolutely astounding. That's the kind of room I want to stay in. But I don't think it had a refrigerator. That was the only drawback. Although there was a kitchen area, you know, what do I call it? They had a similar thing going on that most hotels do, where, you know, there's like free breakfast, except in this case it was just, you know, muffins and cakes, and you can make yourself eggs and that sort of thing. So there was a kitchen with the amenities if you wanted to do it, but I am a lazy person when it comes to making my own stuff on trips. I've been pretty tame this time around as well with breakfast and food. You have not seen a lot of posts, again, because Instagram is being a pain. I've only recently, as of tonight, after uninstalling and reinstalling the app, I will be able to post the pictures I've been taking for this trip. And that really has gotten on my nerves. I'm just like, I'm doing stuff, and I said I'm going to show people on Instagram, and it's not letting me do it. So annoying. Or it would let me do it, but it would only let me post one picture. And of course I take more than one picture every time, so actually I can show you guys some of them, when you think of it. Just realized that. I'm so smart. Well, if the lighting doesn't cause me grief. Let's see. Breakfast today was pretty good. I went to Cracker Barrel, because that's the thing around here. Ooh, what was that? Oh, it's Bourbon on the Banks. Like, what a nice view. When did that happen? Oh, yeah. I can't remember now. There's some pictures of a bathroom. You're going to love those. I was at the fancy place we were in. This is breakfast. Oh, and I did have a hot brown already, so don't you worry. It's a great shot, don't worry about it. If you're on Facebook, it's the same thing. Facebook owns Instagram, so if you see my stories, you'll probably see my Instagram stories through Facebook, same thing. And you'll see my posts on Instagram on my Facebook page. But again, if I know you on Facebook and you comment on Facebook, I will not see it. I am actively unplugged from the Facebooks. Alright, let's see. Alright, I posted these, but up until this point. Let's see if it doesn't want to cooperate. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. The glare. But if you can almost see. No! Nope. Oh my god. How? Why? Look at this. Isn't it a great picture? Anyway, if I get it close enough. That's me. And that's Bo. Some of you know who he is. At Wild Turkey. Let's see if I can do it this way. Nope. There's something that reflects on my screen apparently. Well, you just have to wait. But trying to get an angle. Nope. You know what? Let's see if this works. I know how lighting works. It's still pretty bright. Why is it so bright? There's no light pointing at it anymore. Give me a break. There we go. It's a little better. Unfortunately, these look like shit. Out there's me and Bo hanging out. And there's a wild turkey I got. There's me at Wild Turkey. You can't tell, but there are... You know, I'm just going to post these later, because holy shit. I had something called WB Saffel while I was at Wild Turkey. Nice, Brubaker. Brubaker has the right idea. Just don't deal with it at all. But Brubaker, you will see stuff on Patreon that other people won't see, so you're good there. As long as you keep an eye on the lenses on Patreon, I have been trying to do stuff there lately. Yes, Bo is the he's the guy. He's the tour guide you want to have if you go there, and he was working the bar when I was there, because they're not doing tours right now because their main tasting room, distillery room, whatever you want to call it, where they where they had been doing things, got damaged while they were trying to refurbish it. I guess a tornado or something clipped it and took off part of the roof. So, also Ben Demon Hunter, hello. You're welcome. Am I missing anything? I think I did. Nope. Yes. Nope. Oh, run flat tires equals no pen. Yeah. Yeah. Sweet thorns. Ugh, that sounds awful. A plug kit. Well, I do not have a plug kit, so plus I wasn't really sure what was wrong to begin with. But I'm trying to think what else I can show you. Well, I can't show you apparently, but I can tell you. I had WB Saffel bourbon whiskey, which is something that Wild Turkey is going to release eventually. But the thing they had there was only a small bottle. I did have a pour of it. It was tasty, but I couldn't purchase a bottle of it. And then Four Roses was super fancy. I had their Fall Old Fashioned, which is Four Roses small batch, cherry syrup, Angostura bitters, chocolate bitters, and a cherry garnish, and that was very tasty. And I did have a hot brown, don't you worry. I took pictures of the place we were hanging out, me and Brubaker, and the drinks we had, but it was really dark. The brightest ones are the pictures of the men's bathroom, which looks super fancy. And then I had something from the Inebriated Baker while I was at Bourbon on the Banks. And the real nice thing that happened sort of by accident was when I got to try something from Castle and Keys that actually hasn't been released yet. It's their weeded whiskey. Or actually, were there two? There were two, but I think I only got to try one. I still was a little confused as to why I was there, but I got to try that release when I was at Bourbon's on the Bank after a party. I just kind of got shuffled in. And it's like, alright, we're going to try a whiskey, cool. And a really neat place. The place was a house that I believe they're going to turn into a, what the hell's it called? I want to say Bed Bath & Beyond, but that's not what I mean. Bed and breakfast? Something like that. That was fun. And then, of course, Jim Beam today with the Legend, I keep saying it wrong. Legion. Castle and Keys was pretty good. I wish I had poured more for myself, but I was also trying to take it easy that day because of what I did to myself the day before. But I enjoyed it. I tried again. And it was free. Like, they were just like, here you go. We haven't released this yet. Alright. Okay. Oh, yeah. I felt very confused. But all in all, it was very tasty. And there was another bottle of something, but I forget what. I believe they said they had a 4-year something or other. I know the bottle that I have right now. Actually, if you keep up with It's Bourbon Night's Instagram, I believe they posted a picture of it as well, and I watched them do it, so that was the funny part. I was like, oh, they're taking Instagram pictures, how nice. No shit. Like I said, I uninstalled Instagram, so now I have to put it back where I usually have it. There we go. Let me check to tell you more about what I got to try. Hello. Woo. Let's just say Instagram knows what I like, and it's not something I always want people to know about. But hey, it's Instagram, so it's PG. No, that's not it. Where is it? No. Was it a lens? Maybe. Should still be up, considering. Hold on. There we go. Castle and Keys Weeded. Be on the lookout for the new weeded release from Castle and Keys over the next few weeks. Yeah. I got to try it too. And again, I was... let me see. I'm trying to remember where I was sitting when this picture was taken. I think they moved it to the... Anyway, it doesn't matter. I was right there when it happened, which was the funny part. To me. Other people are like, so what? It's like, well... But that will be released soon. Don't tell anyone. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, because I didn't get to go to Castle and Keys. That's a really nice place. But I know they don't have a lot as far as options that people who like whiskey, bourbons, and such would be interested in. And I did go there last year. Another thing I was trying not to do is only go to places where I was truly interested, and also go to some places that I wasn't as interested, like Jim Beam today. I'm not a huge Jim Beam fan, but it's a big distillery. So I figured, well, I should go there and see what's up. And like I said, the tasting was nice, but it was very quick. And it was all stuff I was already aware of, but I was happy to try the different Beam products back to back. And I'm fairly certain I like the Baker's the best, because of course I did. The other ones were just, that's the thing. It's Jim Beam, what's the other one? Jim Beam, oh my god, I keep forgetting the name. I keep wanting to say Sazerac, that's the wrong name. I want to say it's called Basil Hayden. So it was Jim Beam, Basil Hayden, Knob Creek, and then the fourth one you got to pick, which was, of course, Baker's. Although I could have had two others. I could have had Booker's, and I could have had something else. Oh, the Legend. Legend. Which was good. But all I had to do was go to the bar next door. Like, there's a bar and a restaurant right there. I didn't eat anything there because I wasn't actually hungry at the time, which that is why I ended up getting pizza, because I was very hungry when I got here, long nice. But I have realized that my anxiety tends to take a hold when I am traveling, and food has always been sort of a secondary thought for me overall, which is why I try to do breakfast at least, but I haven't been doing that this time around because it's too much driving and trying to get places and do things. So, and today it was a big breakfast that I didn't get to finish because I was so stressed out about the tire that I only ate about half of it. Like, there was one whole pancake, one of those big ass pancakes that Cracker Barrel gives you, and I just left it there. I felt like I didn't feel happy about that. I was not happy about that. Oh my god, it's from Citizens Bank. My account. Let me check. Oh my goodness. Why does this always happen on a stream? What the hell? FRM Citizens. A prompt response is required. Please go to this link to confirm your account. First of all, technically I don't know what the fuck this is talking about. FRM Citizens. I know it's supposed to be Citizens Bank because I've seen this kind of bullshit before. Blocking the number. I'm clearly never going to get a Citizens account, Citizens Bank, that is, because of all the stupid shit that goes on with the spam and texts. Good grief. Ugh, I think that's everything, just about, up until, tomorrow, where I go to the Heaven Hill You Do Bourbon experience, which I'm looking forward to. I will try to take all the pictures I can and do all the lenses I can, but as I've said to patrons specifically, the lenses don't like to go through easily. They tend to be very finicky if I don't have Wi-Fi, but this time I do. So if you are a patron, you've seen me, putz around and show you what I'm doing. When I get to the hotel and show you around the hotel room, the weirdest thing about these hotel rooms that I haven't figured out why it's this way is where you have the bathroom, which is over there, that leads to the bathroom, but the sink is out here. That's the bathroom sink. The bed's right over there. I don't know why that's a thing in hotels, but I guess it is now. But what I am happy about is I get a microwave and I get a mini fridge, which actually makes it so I don't have to go out to eat as much as I think I would. And it keeps my drinks cold, which is nice. With that, the stream is winding down. 6 minutes left. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell. Donations are always accepted. The links are always down below here or in the chat. What else? Instagram. I have a Facebook account and a Facebook page and all that, but I've unplugged from that unless it's automatic like Instagram bullshit is. I don't know, is it? That's an important question. Let me double check. Here, I'll post it in chat. Because if it doesn't work, well, that wouldn't surprise me at all, because I bet at some point I decided to change it and forgot to actually change it in its entirety. Boop. You must be 18 plus to watch this content. Well, that's because of the alcohol. Put your mind on the gutter. If you're a Patreon, you know. Adriana, hello! Whoops. Ooh, that was... That's not what I wanted at all. Why did that happen? Adriana has been getting behind the scenes photos of Knob Creek today because, of course, I have to taunt her a little bit. Yes, but I don't stay places with other people. So it's like, why? It doesn't really matter. It's one of those little quirky things that bugs my brain for nonsensical reasons. It shouldn't. It does, though. Oh, come on. Why didn't you copy? Delete everything. I just typed in the link and went to it, but didn't copyright. And of course, I'm using my laptop, so all the keys are in the wrong spot. Wow. Yes, Patreon/Patreon. That'll take you right to where you need to be. Yes, I am old enough. Click, 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 click. Cut. Alright, this time I actually have it. Paste. Look at all this chat going on. Good grief. Now, people are chatting. I feel like I need to stay. What the hell? There. That should be the link that takes you to my Patreon. I think. Yes, thank you for the thumbs. It's a great shot. Thumb it up. Thumb it up! Yeah, Zenbood and Adriana they're thinking, great minds think alike. Plus Adriana's a doctor, so she knows stuff. I mean, it makes sense, but I don't think about other people being in here. It's just me. So it's weird. It's like this thing's staring at me. Got an error? There you go. Time to go, and there's the link. Welcome all. Adriana's very jealous that I got to go to Jim Beam today, I'm sure. But I did tell her that there wasn't really any super special stuff, but I did get to snag a bottle out from somebody's nose, and I didn't mean to, but that is the whiskey world, unfortunately. You grab the bottle when you see it and ask questions later. You'll get there someday. You're definitely closer than I am. Matter transfer for butthole sync. Well, Ben, I don't really have that problem myself, but I guess a lot of other people do. Ugh. See, in my mind, that's like, you know, here's a statement that a lot of people are going to be like, what? Put the lid down. Every time. Close the whole thing. Because when you flush, everything gets twirled around. It goes in the air. It gets everywhere. Close the lid. Then that doesn't happen. No one has to tell me to do that. I do it myself because I get tweaky about germs. Like even doing this trip and traveling and everything, it's just putting all these people. Anyone who coughs a little too much or sniffles too much, weeks me out. I still have my mask, of course. I've been traveling around with that. And, of course, there is the plane. The 9 unproof, simply my first bottle. It will not be my last. Well, yeah. I did get a little sampler from Brubaker, which I do have, but I believe I packed it in my luggage. I forget what it was, but Brubaker, if you're still here, let Adriana and the audience know what the samplers were. I forget what you actually gave me, but they were good. Miss Mountains? That's Dr. Miss Mountains. Alright, I'll stick around a little longer. Once chat starts slowing down, I get sad. So, as long as you keep chatting, I'll hang out for a bit. It's not like I have anything else to do other than go to sleep. And, that's not exactly exciting at the moment. I did almost grab the Knob Creek 9. That was a thought. But I'm fairly certain I can get Knob Creek of most types without too much issue. And again, I don't really look for bottles. I do want to... Oh, What I have to figure out is what I need to do for distilleries in this area. I actually did get to pop into a distillery, I guess, with Brewbaker when we were hanging out. Sort of by accident, because it was right next to the place we wanted to go. The hell was it? Old something? Hang on. I'm looking at Google Maps on my phone. Old Forester. We stopped by Old Forester briefly and popped in and looked around. And then went to the Hell or High Water. Again, if you visit Louisville and you want to have a nice time, a few cocktails and chit-chat and just privacy and quiet, sort of, if you get the right room. Hell or High Water is pretty awesome. Recommended by Irene Tan. I still have to thank her for telling me about that place. There are a bunch of bars I can go to. I think I have a store or two. It says north of Bourbon. North of Bourbon is a restaurant. That's right. I do have other, little things I want to do. I'll mark off a few places. Neat Bourbon Bar and Bottle Shop. That's another one. Frankfurt Avenue Liquor and Wine. So there's things I get to do. I just have to figure out when to do them. A lot of it's just when I will be there. And right now, tomorrow, I'm thinking of when I will be in the Heaven Hill area. And I don't think there's a lot around there. I feel like there should be, but there isn't. You want the maple flavored one. Yes, the dangers of high proof stuff. Not only is it hot, and then trying to tame it to a degree that you like can mess things up real bad. I believe that's all I've had, Knob Creek wise, as the store picks. And maybe once I've had Knob Creek regular. Part of the reason I wanted to pick up the 9-year, I wasn't sure what it had. Oh wait, no, I've had a... Here's the thing. Because of Adriana's love for Knob Creek, I will sometimes just try a Knob Creek if I see it. And that makes her feel a little bad, especially when I'm in the whiskey vault, having very, very rare and hard to find Knob Creek stuff, which is fun to me, but not so much to her, I imagine. All in good fun, yes? Yes, of course. What? But Adriana also has some connections with where she's located. But I don't know if she wants to talk about that. Again, Utah has some weird rules. I keep saying I need to get to New Hampshire. Oh, I really should do that this autumn. Oh, I don't need more bottles, though. God. He said, knowing he's going to buy at least 2 to 4 more on this trip. I have a problem. I blame all of you. Will it for lunch? I can't. I can't. Willet is well, the bar at Willet at least is closed off tomorrow. Oh, there was another place I was interested in because of what I had at Woodgood, something like that. The brewery that I was at on Saturday and Saturday actually, and that is Arg. Nope, not Moonshine University. That would quite the thing. Justin's House of Bourbon is on here. There's a hotel I'm never going to stay at. Angel's Envy Distillery is around here. Evergreen Liquors, Rabbit Hole Distillery. There are all these places I would like to go, but they're all crammed into downtown area, and I am not a fan of going to city areas and being on foot the whole time. But and I don't know when they're open. That's the other issue, is trying to figure out which of these places will actually be open during this excursion, because the idea is I will be here for Monday and Tuesday, which gives me a lot of time to do stuff in those 2 days other than these tasting events. But Goodwood, yes, Rebecca, that's where it was. Closest I get to Bourbon. Well, it's more for the rest of us, right? It's alright. What was I saying? I forgot. Oh, you know what? Let me do something real quick, just to check, because you guys know me to a degree, and I will forget. I think what I had been doing And this technically isn't a fundraiser. I just reused the last thumbnail I used for Kentucky. But my friend's dog is doing better, for the record. I don't know if she hit her goal yet because I haven't watched that yet, because of course I haven't. I've been a little distracted. But let me not hear myself talk. Thank you very much. I want to double check this. Social medias. Join the KillCo community on Patreon. That didn't work. Great. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. But I can fix that. Can I? I don't know. I think I can. Oh, please. And of course, there's a link below for Pizza Miss. If you want to buy any Pizza Miss merch, that helps support child infant mortality in Sierra Leone, which is one of the worst places for that to happen. If you can imagine the fact that I believe it's 1 in 5 mothers will die in childbirth just because the facilities cannot handle that. It's bad. And of course, the link down below for the GoFundMe to help my friend out with her puppy and the fact that her puppy got injured. There has been that as well. But the dog is doing much better, so that is good to know. Where is it on this thing? Social media. Join the KillCo community via Patreon. Alright, so for whatever reason, it cut out the end of the link. I don't quite know why. So, boop. I'll have to fix that in post. Or on the thing that does the thing. I'm also wearing a Pizza John shirt, so I don't think it's not in my mind. And I had pizza earlier. It's all just mind games. I know what I'm doing. But you can't see it. So I'm gonna stand up, get a crotch shot. There's Pizza John. It says pizza right there. He is driving a pizza scoot. Oof. Well, technically, I should be back here. I'm nice and up close right here. I'm like, hey guys, how you doing? You look weird. Yes, Adriana, I was glad to hear that too. If you didn't look at the link, the pupper she has is adorable, as is her other dog, Sunny, who is a big boy, and some people would be intimidated by that dog, but when I did know him many years ago, he was a very, very nice puppy, very kind. A little bit chaotic because he was a puppy at the time, but he's done much better now. This is both for Brian and Adriana. All right, Bourbon. I don't know if you have my text number, but you know where to get in touch with me. You can get in touch through Discord or that kind of thing. I don't think I should put my phone number into chat. Big dogs are my favorite dogs. Mine too, especially the ones that don't know they're big dogs. Those are hilarious. There was a smaller dog that was hanging out with this Bourbonite crew yesterday, and that was the dog that was with the Yellowstone Bourbon guy was there. He was really generous with his pours. He gave me like 3 ounces in one pour. I went, well, okay, thanks. Didn't finish all of it. There was a lot of bourbon I didn't finish, but I have learned, being a whiskey somm, which I am, is that you need to moderate yourself, and sometimes that does mean either spitting out the whiskey or just taking a couple sips and dumping the rest. Feels awful, but I would rather not be inebriated when I'm drinking whiskey and walking around or out with friends, just one of those. Not so much when I'm out drinking, because usually you want to finish that, you paid for it, but at events and such where whiskey is just being poured left and right, you don't have to drink all of it. You will regret it. Vanilla ice cream. Oh my god, don't tell me ice cream. Oh, the dog that was next to the booth, though, was not a big dog, it was a small dog. Yes, Brubaker knows. And I think it's funny, you're catching on with this little theme that happened. Something I do for myself. Sorry. Again, I inhaled 3 pieces of pizza about 10 minutes before the stream started. But Brubaker got a very, very large pour of Baker's, and because of that, I ended up grabbing a bottle of Baker's today, because it was Brubaker, Baker. Get it? I get it. Serendipity is the word, I think. Weird little things, little connections that happen in my mind that don't make sense, but they're there. They are there. Right? I mean, as someone who wasn't, well, as not a strictly Jim Beam fan, I was pleasantly surprised when I had when I helped the brew baker out with the bakers, because he got an enormous pour and he was driving home, so that was not a good idea. So I get to try the rest, and it was very good. I enjoyed it very much. So much that I bought a bottle the very next day. There you go. Story complete. I do want to show you guys this, though, since we're going on overtime, if that's what this is called. Oh, why? Ow. I forgot. Alright. Are you ready for some rumbliness? Because you're about to be moving around whether you like it or not. Come with me. But I don't have the cord unwrapped all the way. Sorry, you're going to hear horrible noises probably. Because I know I'm going through the microphone on the webcam. So, apologies. Whoa, whoa. It's like a roller coaster ride, right? Whoa. But, of course, it's all gone now. Right out there is the highway. I am right next to the big old light. It's like straight out of a novel. Wingate by Wyndham, right next to the highway. You can actually see my reflection too, which is hilarious. But I can almost hear like the music, like for the old detective movies. It was another night in Louisville, Kentucky. No one knew what was going to happen, but this man staying at this hotel knew something the rest of us didn't. Sorry. My imagination gets a little weird. I apologize. I don't care. I mean, but let's see. Getting this camera to just sit where I want it to is the real problem. I've actually thought about taking the camera from my computer off and using that for travel, because this one just does not like to stay on my laptop, and the other one has a contraption on it so it could actually stick to the back a little easier. Sorry, those will get motion sticks. Yeah. Ugh. Ow. But yeah, that's where the light is. Who needs a ring light when you have the Marquee? Yep. Again, I do feel like it should be raining or something and everything should be black and white. Maybe one of the lights on there would be flickering. It would spell out something weird. But I do have my ring light. Again, you saw me moving around earlier. It's this crazy contraption. You'll note it doesn't have a cord either. And I have not recharged that thing since I did it the first time. And I've taken that to Texas and used it then as well. Oops, it's off center now. There you go. And this is basically the setup I have at home, except it's a very large ring light instead of this tiny one. Not that I want to call it ring light, but you get what I mean. I can do my little Instagram lives with that if I have the right contraption to go with it. I have it, but I don't remember if I brought it with me. Ooh. So right now, what I'm likely going to try to do with the rest of my evening is figure out what's going to be open on Monday and Tuesday. That's the real dilemma, is trying to figure out what distilleries and what bars and what liquor stores are going to be open for those time frames. I should have gotten a softbox, now to come and think of it, Adriana, because I have the same issue. I mean, if I go like that, blah, because the light looks great in your eyes, should you not have glasses on. But if you do, it just gets reflected and blinds the people you're looking at. But I have learned to look down just a little bit. That was also a easy fix. Although with the ring light I have at home, I'm usually looking like this because the new screen I got is much taller than the other one I used to use. So now the ring light is up here. So every time I look at the camera, it's just a little higher. I'll figure it out someday. I'll figure out how to stream properly eventually. But the ring light was expensive, so I'm not going to buy anything else. I don't need no soft box. Screw it. I can't afford it. It's alright. I haven't had my second drink. This is the first one I've had. There she goes. That's cold. Here's some water too. I haven't drank a lot of water today. Hydration is key, as many of you know. Ugh. That's better. Ugh. Sorry. This is water from the sink, so that's a little bit weird. I don't remember how much mine was, but it was a cheaper version, but it's still a very large thing, and it can go very high up. It can be used for other things. I know I can change the light color, which I don't do. Maybe I'll do that for Halloween, something like that. Although I think Halloween's landing on a Monday. We'll see. There's no guarantee I'll even do a Halloween stream. Oh, and keep in mind this, that I'm saying to you, so I might do it, is I will be trying to get out more content when I get back. It won't be every week, I don't think, but a lot of it is just being able to regulate my time better, which I'm not good at, if you didn't know that. So the idea is I will be putting out more content for the next couple months, so we'll say October, November. December will become crazy Advent calendar month, and what I'm thinking of doing, and I might do a poll on this decision with patrons, is I have so many bottles I haven't opened. So part of me just wants to open 24 or 25 of them every day. So it'd be a stream like this one where I just pop up and I'd be opening a bottle and doing a whiskey nosing and tasting of it. Because I know for certain I have at least 24 or 25 bottles that I have not opened. Unfortunately, that means I won't have the actual videos, and that's really what people click on and watch in mass, is the actual tasting whiskey videos. But since I don't really have that problem to begin with, hydration is key. Yeah, I've thought about it. I think I have some kind of vague design set up at home. Argentina? I have not. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Whoop, hold on. Ow. Don't worry, I'm wearing pants. That's probably loud. I apologize again. I can never really tell how loud it is to the viewer when watching, and me clinking things on the desk. Where the hell? Oh, there. Of course, as you know, if you drink ciders like this, these are Angry Orchard. And this, of course, is the unfiltered, hazy, and less sweet. That's what I'm talking about. I like cider, but I don't like it when it gets too sweet. And it's like drinking apple juice, because that gets boring really fast. Ah! I have no nails. Ugh. That's an idea. Thank you, Adriana. Oh, is that? It's already out of time. When is he going live? Is he going live already? I have no idea. I don't pay attention. I'm sorry. I just tend to go live when I'm live. Ugh. Ow. There we go. This is why I bring my knife on my trips. I don't like to, because I'm always paranoid I'm going to lose my Swiss Army knife that I've had since I was a Boy Scout decades ago. I really should send that back to get repaired, because it is not sharp anymore. But in this case, I was glad I had it, because I wouldn't be able to open this unless I use my teeth or something. Ugh. Well, son of a bitch, why didn't someone tell me? Alright, I will stop being live at 9:30. So you can, everyone who's here, who I'm clearly just keeping here and stopping you from watching Livewire, if you do go over there, tell them KillCo sent you. Adriana, tell them I sent you, and not that you were going to be there anyway. Ah, ow, damn it, banged my knee. Actually, let's do a quick poll right now. This is a yes or no question, thankfully. So this is me like trying to see my keyboard because the light blocks everything out. Should I open 25, that's a 6, 25 bottles in, motherfucker, I didn't spell it right, December, question mark. And there are at least 7 people here, I think. How did, ah! There you go, community. You've been asked the ultimate question. I'm actually not sure how many people are in chat. It's probably better I don't know that, because I do get a little weird. Oh, 7, good. 7's a good number. I like 7. For those who don't know, 7 is my number. And it is a lucky number because I say it is. No other reason. Oh, we get chill music now. Yeah. Definitely one a day. Ugh. Yeah, well, Ben Diebendiner, it was for the past 3 or 4 years, something like that. I guess I should, well, I should, not I guess I should advertise that as a crazy-ass thing my channel will do, is that it'll be 1 bottle a day for 25 days. I know what the 25th one will be already, so don't worry about that. But it's trying to figure out the next 24. That's going to be a bit tricky. And I may even just do a video afterwards for some of them. Like some of the ones that I know people might be interested in, I might do another tasting video, because I can do that. There's no saying that it has to be my first taste, especially now that I've, done this a bit. But I would give that info in advance, that if I've had it already, I will. Yeah, I love that idea. Hype it up as much as I can. I'm going to drink 25 bottles in 25 days. Wah! That's all the energy I had for the evening, just disappeared right there. Yeah, Ben Demon Hunter, it's not a flex. I'm not proud of it. It's just I haven't been able to make the videos for it because I've been so drained from stuff, life. My own mental illness stuff gets in the way constantly. And of course, the burden, really? The burden of having so many unopened bottles and it feeling like I'm never going to get enough time or energy to actually do a video for every single one. The only solution for me in my head is, well, fuck it. Just do it for December. You have 25. You don't need to buy an advent calendar because those things are, a few $100s and not always great. Although I haven't had one I didn't like thus far. I would have probably gotten the Flaviar one. My mother asked me about it. I said, don't do it. I have too many bottles. I'll figure it out. And you know what? I just had another good idea. Oh, no, it's probably a bad good idea, actually. And I probably won't remember this. So, here's the idea. And it's a bad idea. Oh, that'd be so much work. So the bad idea is, and I don't know how I'm going to do this, is if I do this 25 bottles in 1 month live stream thing, I would have to do some, I don't know how I would keep track of this, that's my issue. I'd have to ask Adriana or other moderators who are better at this kind of thing for long-term stuff than I am. Is I would do, every day would have the same thing as I always do here, is where you see the chat, you have the mega chat and all that ready to go. That would be there as a raffle. Alright, stick with me. It would be a month-long raffle. That's the hard part, is figuring out how to keep all those entries in one place without screwing it up. And then at the end, I would probably do... No, I don't know. I actually don't know how I think I'd only do one, and I feel bad about that. Oh, no, okay. I'm thinking too crazy. I'm thinking too crazy. But at the end, I think this is a better idea. Because I could do this. I could do... Since I like 7s, unfortunately, it wouldn't be 7 samplers, but I would give... Alright, it's evolving in my head. Hold on. At first it was going to be I'll give one person 25 samples of everything I open. Sounds great, except that would be a terrible idea because I only could do it for one person. That'd be a very lucky person. And that'd be a lot of vials I would give away. Or I could give out 7. And again, it would be a month-long entry thing, which is in itself terrifying. So none of this is certain. If you guys hound me enough and remind me of it enough, maybe. But instead, it would be 7 winners for this month-long raffle who would get a sample of 4 picked out of, not necessarily by me, I would ask them, like, if you won, you would get to tell me 4 of the samples you would like from the 25 I did that month. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, you just tell me what they are. That's a maybe. Because that would be, hold on, 28 at least. Yeah, 28 vials I would need. And I don't know if I have 28 right now. I might have to order more. But that's an option as well. Maybe I'd trim it down because I like 7, but that's a lot. Maybe 3. That's usually what people do. A month-long raffle where at the end 3 winners would get their own special pick of 4 samples from the 25 days of KillCo Christmas. I already have a name for it. Yes! Except I don't like Christmas itself because I don't like anything with religious holidays. And I can't call it the KillCo holiday. KillCo carols? No, KillCo calendar? KillCo calendar! That might work. That might work. Yeah, brainstorming with me is just a pinball game right there. It is better to have 25 unopened ones, yes. Sorry, I was in my mind for that whole thing. Yep, having too many bottles kind of sucks. Because you're just like, oh god, I haven't gotten around to that one yet. And I know it's probably good. And here's the catch. With a whiskey channel, if you don't know, it's very time sensitive. So if an Elijah Craig barrel proof comes out, boom, you got to get it, and then boom, you got to do a video of it. So everyone who hasn't gotten it, or as everyone wants to know if they should get it, is going to click on your video, being like, well, should I get it? Which is great for those who can, 1, get the bottle, and 2, afford the bottle. But in my case, I don't have the energy, and I also have access to the whiskey vault. Ooh. No, that would be too much of an investment. There is the option of doing 1 lucky winner for a vault thing. But that would just put me in the negative in numerous ways. Because I would love to be able to give people a tasting in the whiskey vault. Because I can do that. And I want to do that for the community. I want to do that. But I don't live near Austin. So that really puts a wrench in the whole thing. Unless I'm there for a SOM class, which might happen next year. Big might. Because money. Or for the Bastards Ball next year. I'm trying to go to those as long as I'm interested in them. So far, there's been 2 years in a row. And I could offer a vault tasting then, or at least around that time. No, actually, maybe during that time, because all I'd have to do is say so. And I believe it might be a lot more fun, even though a private tasting would be nice. It's a lot of fun to do whiskey stuff in the vault when there are a whole bunch of people in there during the Bastards Ball. It gets a little warm. I think the last time we did it during the recent excursion to Texas, the AC wasn't working quite right, so it was a little warm in there, but overall it's a lot of fun. And next year it'll be later in the year, which will be good, so it won't be as hot in Texas because it gets freaking hot there. But that's an option. It's something I can do as a giveaway someday, but it's all very time sensitive, and I don't have the funds to just go to Austin whenever I want. Even this was something that almost got canceled due to recent developments in the family, unfortunately. Yes, Mr. Great Shot, it will. So what, a year from now almost? Jeez. Ugh, that's going to go by far too fast. Alright, let me close out this thing here. See what you guys thought. Let's see. Wow, 6 votes, and all of you said yes to opening 25 bottles in 1 month. Alright, here's the deal. For 6 of you, you have to tell at least 1 or 2 people you know on the Whiskey Tube community that I'm going to do this, because I need as many people telling as many other people about this if I do it, because it's going to be a lot to deal with. Not so much the streams, because I have no problem just flicking on the camera and being like, guess what I'm doing today? I'm fine with doing that. It just won't get as many views over the long run. But as I said, I can just, if it's one bottle that people are going to be interested in, I can always, do another video of it later, which means more work. Overall, it'll be fun. I think it's a good idea. And I will have one special bottle coming up in November or October, probably November. If you watched any of my Game of Thrones, actually I was wearing the Game of Thrones shirt earlier today, but if you watch any of the Game of Thrones bottle videos I've done last year, the Winter is Coming ones, I'll do one more of those because some crazy man who lives in Connecticut got me the last bottle of the collection of the Game of Thrones. So that is also something that will likely be, again, a giveaway, a big giveaway, where once I do that video, I will do a stream the next time I stream, where you get to pick 4 of the Game of Thrones bottles to get a sample out of, because those are expensive and it's hard to collect them all, and somehow I have them all, but I haven't opened the last one, and the end of Winter is Coming will be with that bottle, because I don't have opened all of them. So keep that in mind as well. End of the stream, because I guess live wires are going live. Well, go over there, tell them KillCo sent you. As always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. And I will see you out there. Boop. Thank you for joining me on KillCo Whiskey Music. You can find my social media and Patreon in the links below. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. That's cold.